So today we're going to talk about the Doubting Thomas. This is easily one of my favorite stories. I had it engraved on a cross once because it just always impacted me. I always remembered how it felt, and I could always remember even living vicariously through Thomas in these incredible moments. So if you grew up like I did, you grew up around a lot of atheists and agnostics, but this story emphasizes the supernatural experiences that can make anyone believe. So you might relate to Thomas, find this story actually difficult to believe. And if we're being honest, this is actually very understandable. It's even healthy. God respects a skeptical person. God doesn't expect you to believe things for no reason. In fact, if you do, be ready for some challenges. Most people aren't really aware that God loves skeptical people. But here's the thing. If you are skeptical, you need to put the story in the context of Jesus' miracles and the trustworthiness of his disciples. This is critical. Jesus did amazing things in front of so many people, all out in public. Much of it was in public. And his disciples, well, we know just rationally that they couldn't have, of course, made up this famous person. Nobody would get away with that. And in fact, we have great confidence that they couldn't get away with just making up stories. We don't necessarily believe that. So we have to believe, to some extent at least, that something happened. Something significant happened. And consider also how many visitations Jesus has made to both believers and non-believers over these last 2,000 years. It really means something. These human experiences count. And of course, you may see the story from a completely different angle. You totally relate to Thomas's realization of Jesus' power. And that's a great thing. I feel like I've been in both positions. In fact, I have questioned the validity of the entire crucifixion. How could it be possible that the disciples knew everything which was said on that fateful day? But, believe it or not, it's God himself who reassures me that Jesus was indeed killed. Many don't know, but Jesus catches those who doubt as soon as they fall into the water. He showed it And it's still true to this day. That's the nature of God. When you doubt, He will be there. So what's the point of Jesus' words in this story? Well, the best way to interpret Jesus is to find the point in what he is saying. You don't want to dissect his word choice. You don't want to think that there's a secret code or that he was being very specific with each word on purpose, because it will only distract you, confuse you. But if you look for the point in his message, you will always see clearly. And I would say, if you read his words, the point is clear. His visitation is a sign of love and respect towards the skeptical, and a desire to convert those who long for God but do not see him. It's a powerful story. And as you can tell, there was a lot of good reason to really value this story.